Christy with Christy Cooper Design, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about how to use a paint deck. What a lot of people don't realize is a lot of paint decks, like this one from Sherwin-Williams, are actually organized. So not only are they organized like a rainbow or like a color wheel, they're also organized by tone. So when you start looking at colors, you'll notice the brightest colors are first, and then as they go back, they soften until they look very muted because they've added a lot of brown and gray. So for example, we have these brighter pinks, and then as we move back, we end up with these really dull clay colors. And so when I'm choosing paint for a room, I typically am not choosing in these bright shades. I am moving back across the color wheel to the little bit duller or the softer shades of colors. Yellow is one of the hardest colors. Imagine putting something like that on your wall. You're going to want to move back into the yellows and move into a softer tone. But the real trick is actually moving out of all of those bright colors and moving over into the neutrals. So this is basically the color wheel with a lot of gray or brown in it. So you can see how these tones, you still have these tones that are the purpley tones, but they're a lot softer, they're a lot more gray or a lot more brown. Same thing with the greens. The greens are a little bit brighter, and then they are a little bit, have more gray, or they might have some more gray here or a little bit of brown tone to it. And same thing with the blues. So when I'm helping people choose paint for a home, I am typically using this neutral palette to choose the most pleasing color for a room. This is a new palette by Sherwin-Williams. This is the color that I actually selected my room from. And this is the color Piedmont from my room, which is really kind of a bluey gray. It's got some green in it too. It's kind of a green, blue, grayish tone, but it's still fairly bright. And you'll notice that in the pictures that I showed. The other thing to look at when you're looking at paint colors, going back to the paint deck, is say this is the tone here. If you choose anything along that line, it's going to be the same value, just the same as if you choose anything along this line, it's going to be the same value. So if you want some pop, you might choose a color down here and choose a darker color at a different value. If you want it to blend, you would try to use the same color all the way across the same line. And even when it comes to the brighter colors, choose the lighter values or the darker values. So these would be the tint of this color, and this would be the shade of this color. Now that's not always true on each swatch, but primarily it is. So that's basically how I use the Sherwin-Williams paint deck.